Hello.
Perfect timing.
We didn't know if we were actually going to make this happen or not, but here we are. I'm in a different place because we got a new studio and it's not set up yet. So it's just me and my books.
I like your books. And you actually read your books. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I got a little pile. I read too many at the same time. No, that's not true. But I read a lot at the same time. Okay. All right. So today we are going to talk about the newsletter. We just sent out our newsletter, our monthly newsletter this morning. And
great response. Surprised at the replies already. Wow.
Good response. Yeah.
Except for I won't name him. The unnamed anchor agent that assumed that it was a open house notification or something like that.
Read it and it was just like all caps. 3 sentences of all caps letters being like, another realtor sending an email to other realtors about their open houses. You guys are idiots. And I emailed back. Did you see my email back to him? I was just like, ha 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 ha. The all caps too. Okay.
It's like, obviously you didn't read it. So
no, angry brain to live in.
That's really common. That so many I'm going to digress from what our plan was for just a minute, but so many new clients, when you list their property, they're anxious for you to promote it, get it out there, send an email to all the other agents, do open house, send it to all the other agents, but all of the agents are doing that. So we get, I don't know what, maybe 50 emails a day. How many?
More than that.
100. So we just get a bajillion. So I kind of don't blame you. We get a ton of emails, but almost everybody either, there are a lot of ways that you can just silence those emails without letting the other realtor know that you blocked them or ignore them. So that's really not a great productive thing. So I get why he's angry.
It takes so much. It takes so much. Yeah, it just takes so much time to write that out.
He was hot, but
excuse me, I'd like to take 10 minutes to let you know how much I hated the 1 minute that you took from me.
That's right. Well, that 10 minutes definitely took him off our list. It's like, hey, no problem. Delete.
Yeah, I
John, you don't exist now.
Probably made him feel good. Anyway, also funny thing, if you read that newsletter, Dad wrote a version of it.
Yeah, I noticed that you took editorial privilege moments before the email went out.
Yeah, the day before. I was like, you're a very good writer. And so I don't ever do it because you're the writer. And it was so dark. It was not like dark humor. It was just dark. It was just so sad. So the first...
Sorry. Next month will be better. I'll try not to get edited next month. I like the fact that you didn't tell me until it was over.
Oh, that's a good point.
I think I learned about the edit when I read the actual email that went out. And I'm like, yeah, Dad had this section written, but I've kind of, but I left the 2 lines I like the best.
Yeah, I even have a paragraph in there that's like, so as you noticed above, I wrote that part, but the reason is because I wanted to save you all from racing to the highest windows you could find and jumping out of them.
I didn't realize it was that bad, but you don't know. You're like a frog in water. You don't know.
She was like, it's very sad.
I haven't been happy with the way the world's been working lately, so that's probably showing through on my thing. Yeah. But anyways, let's talk more about, we have a new space. Which everybody's going to get to see soon. So that's awesome.
Yes. Very excited about it. We just got a new studio. We are making it look nice. It is scrappy. It's very cool, but it needs some work. So
a little bit on the scroungy side right now.
We should we'll show you the process and you'll judge us for choosing this place, but we don't care.
We'll do that another time. We'll show everybody that. But that's part of what you do to climb the ladder. You're constantly changing, constantly trying to move up another rung. We're always challenging ourselves about, well, how can we do it better? How can we do it different? We used to do this video a little bit more off the cuff, and now, just like today, like, no, we've got to. My schedule's really squeezed, and I was leaning that way. And you're like, no, we got a plan. We got a plan. So
we're going to talk a little bit about what we're going to talk about.
So here we are. But that's part of it. It's that climbing the ladder thing, which isn't always easy because there are often a lot of people and a lot of reasons to stay where you're at.
So talking about dark side versus bright side, essentially, which, you should not ignore the darkness or whatever, but seeing the bright side is essential. And also people really like it. And you have talked to me about this in the past, and you told me about some things that Morgan Klein said to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I am people who are positive choose to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then not just in the moment choice, but like in the actual life choices, like trying to take care of yourself and set boundaries and all that stuff works towards making you a more positive person. But people who are not like that don't recognize that it's a whole system of choices and stuff. So they just look at it as, oh, well, you're just naturally happy. You're just naturally positive. You're just naturally grateful.
It's easy for you.
It's easy for you. It's hard for me. And then they know, so then they just want to hang out with the positive person or ask for advice all the time, like bring the positive person into their life all the time. And the problem is you become like the people you hang around. So for them, it's awesome. But then you, as a positive person, you're like constantly being like, well, are you sure?
It's kind of a drag.
So I say all of that because these are things that you've said to me about me that you have learned from Morgan Klein. And do you want to share that?
You mean what he always talked about as far as climbing the ladder and people clawing at you?
What's the advice?
Don't look down. He was, most people that watch this aren't going to know who he was, but I have an old boss and business partner who founded a very large advertising agency in Manhattan and grew it and sold it and did well. And in working together, he would on occasion go off on his own rant about how when you climb the ladder, everyone and everything is just clawing at you, trying to pull your attention and pull you back down to where they're at. So it could be competitors that try to assassinate your character or pull you down so they can raise themselves up by making you seem smaller. It could be people that are doing that to you. It could be people that you're working with. It could be organizations that just don't get it. Government organizations, are very much about not changing too quickly, and a government organization will quickly change things to slow them down. Oops, sorry about that. To slow them down. So it just works that way.
I think the benefit of hearing that and knowing that, a lot of people are trying to better themselves. I mean, almost everyone we know is. Mm-hmm. And there are moments where oh my God. Where it feels like, am I doing something wrong? Should I be working harder to pull people up with me? Like, it's hard to find that balance sometimes. So knowing that a lot of other successful people, all successful people have that, go through that is kind of revolutionary, because you go, oh, okay, this is part of it. It's like, there's a book called The War of Art. Even if you don't like reading, this book is so good. And it basically puts all of that under one category called resistance. And it's brilliant. So if you need inspiration, or you're feeling alone, or you're striving towards the future, a brighter future for yourself, and you feel like people and your own brain are pulling you back, it turns it into like an enemy that you are conquering, an obstacle that you're overcoming. It's really cool. I highly recommend it. Super easy read, because each thing, look at these pages. It's just like super short.
Easy read.
Highly
recommended.
Yep. Okay. I've said it a million times. All right. Well, we're doing a really short one today because we've got a lot going on. So we wanted to get on here. We promised ourselves that we would do it every week, and consistency is the foundation of greatness.
That's right. So whether we have a lot of time for it or not.
Quality, yes.
That's right.
Creates quality, and perfectionism is the enemy of progress. So we're
That's right. And we're busy.
Yeah, we really are.
It's really hard. I'm sorry, but it's hard for me to tell a client, no, I can't do that because I'm doing a video with my daughter at 1 or 1:30. I have to work on that.
I like that it's an interesting.
It's tough.
How much do you want me to respond to this?
I don't. Let's move on. Next week.
I was like, do you want to get into a conversation about boundaries right
now? No. Nope. Obviously, I'm struggling with them at the moment. So.
But for I mean, maybe very good reasons. I'm glad that you're going on these showings and kicking butt. I just had a closing today, which is great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You had a lot of closings this year. 2021 is really looking good.
It is. It is looking good. So, you guys, if anyone wants to buy or sell in the area, reach out to me.
That's that chick right there.
Oh, nice. The little arrow. Or, oh, dang. Or that right there.
It's not easy on here. It's because it's the opposite.
Reverse, yeah. Okay. Well, we'll keep it short. I'm going to let you get back to your.
Maybe next week we'll change it up and I'll be on the left side and you'll be on the right side.
Yeah. I tried doing that this time by adding you in first. I don't know if you noticed. Didn't work. So.
We had somebody comment on that. So they're like, well, your dad's always on this side and you're always on that side. And we can't see that. That's who's there.
On YouTube, you can.
On YouTube, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thank you. Let's wrap it up.
All right. Great seeing you. Thanks for joining us, you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for making this happen. As always, Morgan, you're awesome at this stuff. And it's a pleasure to be your dad and business partner.
I feel like you're trying to schmooze yourself out of a hole.
Well, I'm in a hole. And a little schmoozing wouldn't hurt. So
we had not a fight, but not a nice conversation before this started. I gotta say, I think it's very obvious from me that that we're not at our peak, but you were on point. I'm sitting here watching you like, gosh darn it. Look at him killing it.
Killed it.
You're being all charming.
Well, look who I get to work with. Why wouldn't I? When pop up, there's your face. Like, how can I not be happy?
See? You're so good at the moves. Okay. I love you.
I love you too, darling.
You can kill it at your showings this afternoon. And bye, guys.
See everybody later.